Good morning, Mr. Patterson.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Patterson, give me your full name and your Department of Corrections ID.
My full name is Peter Charles Patterson, Sr. My DOC number is 522-874.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. My name is Alvin Roche. To my left is Ms. Pearl White. To my right is Mr. Freeman. You're here for a revocation hearing. You have a revocation questionnaire in front of you. You have a revocation questionnaire in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Is all the information on that questionnaire correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature dated July 12th, 2022?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have an attorney at your preliminary hearing.
Yes, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
You have an attorney for this hearing.
No, sir.
You want to proceed without an attorney.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Patterson, I'm going to read off the violation, and you have an option to plead guilty, not guilty, guilty with a statement, not guilty with a statement. Do you understand the process?
Yes, sir.
The parole board is conducting a revocation hearing, and you've been accused of violating the following condition. Condition number 4. You were arrested by the United States Marshal Service on June 29, 2022 for theft and indecent behavior with a juvenile under the age of 17. On November 12, 2022, the charges were pled down to contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile. In case Orleans number 555-209G. The conviction resulted in a sentence of 6 months in the Orleans Parish Prison. How do you plead?
Guilty with a statement, sir.
Charge, Mr. Patterson. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Freeman. Would you please answer Mr. Freeman's question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Patterson. I've read the file and there's several different statements. Tell me what happened with you and that little girl in the backyard.
Well, the day everything occurred, I was in the backyard cleaning out my car. From what I understand, I was cleaning out my car, and once I went inside to get my phone off the charger, the female house we was by, Miss Danielle, she was putting all the kids in the back of the house. And I asked her for my phone because it wasn't on the charger anymore. And she told me, give her a minute. And once she put the kids in the back of the house, she told me that the little girl parents was on the way to talk to me because the little girl told her that I showed her my private part. And 2 minutes after that, the parents showed up and I ended up getting shot. But I didn't know anything was said that happened, anything that was said happened in the backyard until after I was in the house. So the only thing that happened in the backyard from my recollection was me cleaning out my car. I never had an interaction with the young lady or any of the kids that were coming back and forth from the house. But once I finished cleaning my car and went inside, that's when the altercation that was supposed to happen in the backyard was brought to my attention from my knowledge.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. And you told 2 different people at the house that you didn't have a belt on and your pants fell down.
Well,
That's a statement or not?
No, that's not a true statement. I didn't tell anyone at the house that I didn't have a belt on. I didn't have a conversation about what went on in the backyard at the house. But it was stated from like you said, two different people that I had this conversation, and I never had this conversation with anybody. Like I said, the only thing that was said to me at the house was the parents are on the way to talk to you because the girl accused you of this.
Okay. Had you ever seen that little girl before?
Yes, sir.
Why did you plead guilty to contributing to the delinquent?
Well, my lawyer was telling me that the DA wanted to put 20 years on the table for the charge due to the fact that I am a convicted felon with 3 convictions. And the judge also stated that she didn't agree with the DA breaking the charge down to a misdemeanor. And if I didn't take it that day, it would have been off the table and I wouldn't have had another chance to take the misdemeanor. I would have to go to trial fighting the felony charge. So I didn't want to fight 20 years. So that's why I took the misdemeanor.
Have you ever been arrested for obscenity?
Have I ever been arrested for obscenity?
Yeah.
I had an obscenity charge in Jefferson Parish, I think in 2007, 2008. But I was already incarcerated.
Right. Okay. I have no further questions.
Why?
I have one question. So, Mr. Freeman asked you what happened in the backyard.
Yes, ma'am.
All you said was that you were washing your car. So do you have any, now that you've been in jail for a while, you had time, been to court, you had time to reflect. Do you remember any interaction with what did you do in the backyard?
All right.
That would have caused a young lady to think that.
Okay.
Say what you did in the backyard.
Ma'am.
Tell us what you did in the backyard besides wash your car.
Okay. Well, the house we were at was Miss Danielle's house. And
That's right. It's in the record. We know that.
okay, me and Miss Javon Keeler, we was living out of our car at the time.
Okay. And, again, I'm trying to find out what did you do in relation to the children? You don't call anything that could have led you to say that. Nothing. Is that the statement today? Nothing.
That day, no, ma'am. I had no interactions with any kids that day. I dropped Miss Javon Keeler off at work and I went home. I went back to the house where we was keeping our stuff at to clean out the car. So when I picked her up from work, me and her can do Uber Eats that night because that's what I was way of making money at the time because we was living out the car. So that day I had no interactions with the kids. Now, prior to that day, me and the kids, like we always had interactions where I played basketball and ride the bikes and stuff like that. And I was even teaching one of Danielle kids how to drive. But that day it wasn't no interactions in that backyard with any of the kids.
That you can recall.
Ma'am?
Nothing that you can recall. Nothing that you remember.
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had, Tim.
Mr. Patterson, your best friend, Yvonne Keeler is tuned in to the hearing and she does not want to speak, but she's here for support. I wanted to let you know that. Mr. Patterson, give us a brief statement on why we should not revoke you.
I don't, my lawyer told me it would be very stupid of me to say a 9-year-old was lying, but I don't have any defense in that case. But I was shot and incarcerated behind an allegation, and the 9-year-old didn't make a statement about that situation until 5 days later. So the case, from my point of view wasn't handled legally. And I've been incarcerated 8 months, and I've been going through medical problems with my bladder because I was shot that day. And I've been trying to figure out what happened and why it happened, but I can't come up with anything that could have occurred to make this situation what it is. So I feel like I shouldn't be revoked because I've been punished twice already. I've been shot and incarcerated. And I feel.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Is the panel ready to vote?
Yes.
Mr. Page?
Okay, Mr. Patterson, you did plead guilty to a new charge, and therefore I vote to revoke your probation.
Ms. White?
Mr. Patterson, I concur, for the reasons I already stated. I plead guilty. Let me revoke it to the meeting.
Mr. Patterson, I find you guilty of violating condition number 4 of your parole supervision contract. Therefore, I'm going to revoke the supervision. You have received 3 votes to revoke the supervision. Your supervision has been revoked. You have a good day.